Cody Novak is a young man that attends Prestonwood Christian Academy, a place where I go to church at. I go to Prestonwood Baptist Church. Cody is a young man that's about 6'6", 230 pounds, a phenomenal athlete, basketball player, football player, can kick a ball about 60, 65 yards in the air. And he's a young man who is in his senior year with an opportunity to go to college, with an opportunity to further advance himself. He's a young athlete. And most of the time on this show, we talk about pros, and this is a personal situation with me because I got a chance to work Cody out.
Hey, Cody?
He's a guy that I developed.
Cody.
Yes, sir.
Do you think Greg's long-winded?
No, not at all.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, of course not. And I just wanted to explain his situation. I work kids out on a regular basis, and Cody is one of the kids that I've had the time and the opportunity to spend time with. He's a fun-loving guy, but the most important thing about Cody is he's a guy that has an attitude that's bigger than life. And I've always told kids, your attitude determines your altitude. Your outlook can determine your outcome. And Cody has been diagnosed with cancer. And we got Cody with us on the phone. What's up, Cody?
Hey, what's up, Coach?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
It's good to hear from you. If you're looking at the Dallas Morning News today, at the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see a story about Cody. Cody's team, Prestonwood Christian Academy, is getting ready to go to his state semifinal game tonight. And if they win tonight, then they get a chance to play in the championship on Saturday. Cody is a part of that team, and Cody's not going to get a chance to be with his team actually out on the court. He's going to be there in heart. He's going to be there in spirit. He's going to be there in mind. But more importantly, he has a fight in front of him right now. Cody, tell me a little bit about you being diagnosed with cancer and how this whole situation came about, if you don't mind.
All righty. Sounds good. I was just, living life, and I noticed a lump that grew up about 2.5 months ago on my thigh, and I just kind of put it away and put it off, thinking, whatever, it's an overgrown bone, and it's no big deal, I can get through it, and over 2.5 months, which it was slowly to me, but I guess fastly in time, it grew very, very large, and on Super Bowl Sunday, I just told my mom, that this is enough, and I got to go get this checked out. And so we went in through a week of tests. I mean, every test you can imagine, CAT scan, biopsy, ultrasound, all this stuff. They still didn't know what it was, and eventually they got a path report back that told them that it is a soft tissue sarcoma, which is a soft tissue cancer, but they don't know, they've never seen this type of sarcoma before. So it's really weird. But, it's something to take and run with. So,
and my understanding is that this is a very rare and aggressive type of cancer. And you had a comment that you call it the Cody Novak cancer. I mean, it's laughing, and I know you. Most people don't know you, how fun-loving you are. But in a situation like that faces most people where, most people would cry. Most people would be upset. And you found a way to just inject laughter in that situation, and your attitude throughout this deal has been one for the ages that people should marvel at, because athletes are often looked at for your phenomenal God-gifted ability. But you're a guy, as athletic as you are, as great a kid as you are, going to a wonderful school at Prestonwood Christian Academy, man, you've had a wonderful attitude through this deal. And you got a chance to go back out there and play a little bit after you were even diagnosed, right?
Well, when I had the biopsy, when I hadn't been diagnosed yet, I was stupid and went back out and played, but it was definitely worth it.
What's been the hardest part of dealing with all this?
The hardest part is just keeping my faith. My faith is the most important thing to me, and I know that my God is so big and my God is so strong, and He's got a plan for me, and He's gonna get me through this. But going through the trials, that's the toughest time to keep it, and so that's the thing that I'm focusing on the most is looking at it as I'm not going to change this, so I can sit here and mourn and cry about it all I want, but where's that going to get me? If I fight and if I make this a difference maker in my life and take it and run with it, then that's where I can make a difference, and that's what I'm looking to do. So.
talking to a young man named Cody Novak. He is a basketball player at Prestonwood Christian Academy. He is a guy that Greg has coached before, and you've been diagnosed with cancer. Now, you say that your God is going to help you get through this. Cody, what's the prognosis, man? How is he going to help you get through this?
Well, my God has already God has already defeated death, and so I'm not scared at all. And I mean, for me right now, my my prognosis is I got 6 months of chemo, and that I'm going to get through this. I'm going to start radiation, but I'm looking to make an eternal difference with this. So that's what I'm ready to do.
Cody, when we talk about this situation, I want you to. Do you know the Lance Armstrong story a little bit?
Yes, sir.
You know a little bit about that deal where he caught testicular cancer, I believe, and it was a horrible time in his life. But in that process, as God worked through him, in that process, he was able to go through the chemo. He was able to defeat the cancer, and ultimately, he was able to rebuild his body in the form and the shape that he would like to have it, that was better for a bike rider of his caliber. And then he went on to win 7 straight Tour de France championships and is known now as the greatest bike rider in the world. In certain situations, you got to think that right now you've got to tackle this challenge that you've got in front of you. But God could have so much more for you in this world past this struggle that you have in front of you right now. And I want you to make sure you keep your attitude determining your altitude, because you can make it out of this deal.